Hi, this is Sleeper. Welcome back to my channel. We are continuing the Getting Started module from Hack the Box Academy. If you need access to Hack the Box Academy, you can sign up with the link below. Keep in mind, Hack the Box Academy and the main Hack the Box website are two separate accounts with different plans available. I recommend the Silver Annual Plan as it gives you access to all the job role paths, all the modules up to Tier 2, and an exam voucher good for 2 attempts at any Hack the Box certification. So let's go ahead and continue. Nibbles enumeration. There are 201 standalone boxes of various operating systems and difficulty levels available to us on the Hack the Box platform with VIP membership when writing this. This membership includes an official Hack the Box created walkthrough for each retired machine. We can also find blog and video walkthroughs for most boxes with a quick Google search. For our purposes, let us walk through the box Nibbles, an easy-rated Linux machine that showcases common enumeration tactics, basic web application exploitation, and a file-related misconfiguration to escalate privileges. First, let's look at some machine statistics. Creator was Mr. Ben. It's a Linux operating system, easy, a web user path. Privilege escalation is world writable file / sudoers misconfiguration. You can watch IPSEC's video here, and there is also a walkthrough on that GitLab link blog. Our first step when approaching any machine is to perform some basic enumeration. First, let us start with what we do know about the target. We already know the target's IP address, that it is Linux, and has a web-related attack vector. We call this a gray box approach because we have some information about the target. On the Hack the Box platform, the 20 active weekly release machines are all approached from a black box perspective. Users are given the IP address and operating system type beforehand, but no additional information about the target to formulate their attacks. This is why thorough enumeration is critical and is often an iterative process. Before we continue, let us take a quick step back and look at the various approaches to penetration testing actions. There are 3 main types: black box, gray box, and white box, and each differs in the goal and approach. So black box, we have low level to no knowledge of a target. The penetration tester must perform in-depth reconnaissance to learn about the target. This may be an external penetration test where the tester is given only the company name and no further information such as target IP addresses, or an internal penetration test where the tester either has to bypass controls to gain initial access to the network or can connect to the internal network but has no information about the internal networks or hosts. This type of penetration test most simulates an actual attack but is not as comprehensive as other assessment types and could leave misconfigurations / vulnerabilities undiscovered. Gray box. In a gray box test, the tester is given a certain amount of information in advance. This may be a list of in-scope IP addresses or ranges, low-level credentials to a web application or Active Directory, or some application / network diagrams. This type of penetration test can simulate a malicious insider or see what an attacker can do with a low level of access. In this scenario, the tester will typically spend less time on reconnaissance and more time looking for misconfigurations and attempting exploitation. And white box. In this type of test, the tester is given complete access. In a web application test, They may be provided with administrator level credentials, access to the source code, build diagrams, etc., to look for logic vulnerabilities and other difficult to discover flaws. In a network test, they may be given administrator level credentials to dig into Active Directory or other systems for misconfigurations that may otherwise be missed. This assessment type is highly comprehensive as the tester will have access to both sides of a target and perform a comprehensive analysis. Nmap. Let us begin with a quick Nmap scan to look for open ports using the command nmap-sv-open-oa nibbles initial scan and our IP address. This will run a service enumeration scan against the default top 1000 ports and only return open ports. We can check which ports Nmap scans for a given scan type by running a scan with no target specified using the command nmap-v-og-. Here we will output the greppable format to stdout with the -og- and -v for verbose output. Since no target is specified, the scan will fail, but will show the ports scanned. Finally, we will output all scans formats using -oa. This includes XML output, greppable output, and text output that may be useful to us later. It is essential to get in the habit of taking extensive notes and saving all console output early on. The better we get at this while practicing, the more second nature it will become when on real-world engagements. Proper note-taking is critical for us as penetration testers and will significantly speed up the reporting process and ensure no evidence is lost. It is also essential to keep detailed time-stamped logs of scanning and exploitation attempts in an outage or incident in which the client needs information about our activities. From the initial scan output, we see that the host is likely Ubuntu Linux and exposes an Apache web server on port 80 and an open SSH server on port 22. SSH or Secure Shell is a protocol typically used for remote access to Linux or Unix hosts. SSH can also be used to access Windows hosts and is now native to Windows 10 since version 1809. We can also see that all three types of scan output were created in our working directory. Before we start poking around at the open ports, we can run a full TCP port scan using the command nmap-p-open-oa nibbles full TCP scan and our IP address. This will check for any services running on non-standard ports that our initial scan may have missed. Since this scans all 65,535 TCP ports, it can take a long time to finish, depending on the network. We can leave this running in the background and move on with our enumeration. Using netcat to do some banner grabbing confirms what Nmap told us. The target is running an Apache web server and an open SSH server. Netcat tells us that port 80 runs an HTTP web server but does not show the banner. Checking our other terminal window, we can see that the full port scan has finished and has not found any additional ports. Let's do another Nmap scan with the -sc flag. This flag uses the default scripts, which are listed here. The scripts can be intrusive, so it is always important to understand exactly how our tools work. We run the command nmap-sc-p on port 22 and 80 with the output nibbles, script, scan, and our IP address. Since we already know which ports are open, we can save time and limit unnecessary scanner traffic by specifying the target ports with -p. The script scan did not give us anything handy. Let us round out our nmap enumeration with the HTTP-enum script, which can be used to enumerate common web application directories. This scan also did not uncover anything useful. Alright, so we'll start our instance and start our target. And our question is asking, run an nmap script scan on the target. What is the Apache version running on the server? So we'll let that run, and it's asking specifically for a version number, so we'll probably do the SV flag, service enumeration, and go from there. Still spawning, so nmap-sv, copy, paste, and we'll see. So it's asking for the Apache version 2.4.18. And continue. Nibbles web footprinting. We can use whatweb to try to identify the web application in use, so whatweb and our IP address. This tool does not identify any standard web technologies in use. Browsing to the target in Firefox shows us a simple hello world message. Checking the source page reveals an interesting comment. /nibble blog. We can also check this with curl. So curl our IP address, and with the curl we get the comment there. The HTML comment mentions a directory called nibble-blog. Let us check this with whatweb. So whatweb IP/nibble-blog. One is permanently moved. The other is 200 OK with the additional backslash. Now we are starting to get a better picture of things. We can see some of the technologies in use, such as HTML5, jQuery, and PHP. So just scrolling through this, HTML5, jQuery. Okay. We can also see that the site is running Nimbleblog, which is a free blogging engine built using PHP. Directory enumeration. Browsing to the /nibble-blog directory in Firefox, we don't see anything exciting on the main page. A quick Google search for Nimbleblog exploit yields this Nimbleblog file upload vulnerability. The flaw allows an authenticated attacker to upload and execute arbitrary PHP code on the underlying server. The Metasploit module in question works for version 4.0.3. We don't know the exact version of Nimbleblog in use yet, but it is a good bet that it is vulnerable to this. If we look at the source code of the Metasploit module, we can see that the exploit uses user-supplied credentials to authenticate the admin portal at /admin.php. Let's use GoBuster to be thorough and check for any other accessible pages and directories. So GoBuster dir -u our web page, word lists, dirb word lists. GoBuster finishes very quickly and confirms the presence of the admin.php page. We can check the README page for interesting information as well, such as version numbers. So version 4.0.3. So we validate the version 4.0.3 is in use, confirming that this version is likely vulnerable to the Metasploit module, though this could be an old README page. Nothing else interesting pops out at us. Let's check out the admin portal. So now, to use exploit mentioned above, we will need valid admin credentials. We can try some authorization bypass techniques and common credential pairs manually, such as admin and admin password, to no avail. There is a reset password function, but we receive an email error. Also, too many login attempts too quickly trigger a lockout with the message Nimbleblog security error, blacklist protection. So let's go back to our directory brute forcing results. The 200 status codes show pages and directories that are directly accessible. The 403 status codes in the output indicate that access to these resources is forbidden. Finally, the 301 is a permanent redirect. Let's explore each of these. Browsing to Nimbleblog/themes, we see that the directory listing is enabled on the web application. Maybe we can find something interesting while poking around. So browsing to Nimbleblog/content shows some interesting subdirectories: public, private, and temp. Digging around for a while, we find a users.xml file, which at least seems to confirm the username is indeed admin. It also shows blacklisted IP addresses. We can request this file with curl and prettify the XML using XML-lint. At this point, we have a valid username but no password. Searches of Nimbleblog related documentation show that the password is set during installation and that there's no known default password. Up to this point, we have the following pieces of the puzzle: a Nimbleblog install potentially vulnerable to an authenticated file upload vulnerability, an admin portal at nimbleblog/admin.php, a directory listing which confirmed that admin is a valid username, and login brute forcing protection blacklists our IP address after too many invalid login attempts. This takes login brute forcing with a tool such as Hydra off the table. There are no other ports open, and we did not find any other directories. We can confirm by performing additional directory brute forcing against the root of the web application. Taking another look through all of the exposed directories, we find a config.xml file. Checking it, hoping for passwords, proves fruitless, but we do see two mentions of nibbles in the site title as well as the notification email. So, admin at nibbles, Nimbleblog. When performing, this is also the name of the box. Could this be the admin password? What? When performing password cracking offline with a tool such as Hashcat or attempting to guess a password, it is important to consider all of the information in front of us. It is not uncommon to successfully crack a password hash, such as a company's wireless network passphrase, using a word list generated by crawling their website using a tool such as cool, CEWL. This shows us how critical thorough enumeration is. Let us recap what we have found so far. We started with a simple Nmap scan showing 2 open ports. We discovered an instance of Nimbleblog, analyzed the technologies in use using WhatWeb. We found the admin login portal page at admin.php. We discovered that directory listing is enabled and browsed several directories. We confirmed that admin was a valid username. We found out the hard way that IP blacklisting is enabled to prevent brute force login attempts. And we uncovered clues that led us to a valid admin password of Nibbles. This proves that we need a clear, repeatable process that we will use time and time again, no matter if we are attacking a single box on Hack the Box, performing a web application penetration test for a client, or attacking a large Active Directory environment. Keep in mind that it's iterative enumeration, along with detailed note-taking, is one of the keys to success in this field. As you progress in your career, you will often marvel how the initial scope of a penetration test seemed extremely small and boring. Yet once you dig in and perform rounds and rounds of enumeration and peel back the layers, you may find an exposed service on a high port or some forgotten page or directory that can lead to sensitive data exposure or even a foothold. Nibble's initial foothold. Now that we are logged into the admin portal, we need to attempt to turn this access code into code execution and ultimately gain reverse shell access to the web server. We know a Metasploit module will work for this, but let us enumerate the admin portal for other avenues of attack. Looking around a bit, we see the following pages. Publish, making a new post, video post, quote post, or new page. Could be interesting. Comments shows no published comments. Manage allows us to manage posts, pages, and categories. We can edit and delete categories. Not overly interesting. Settings, scrolling to the bottom, confirms that the vulnerable version 4.0.3 is in use. Several settings are available, but none seem valuable to us. Themes, this allows us to install a new theme from a pre-selected list. And plugins, allows us to configure, install, or uninstall plugins. The My Image plugin allows us to upload an image file. Could this be abused to upload PHP code, potentially? Attempting to make a new page and embedded code or upload files does not seem like the path. Let us check out the plugins page. Let us attempt to use this plugin to upload a snippet of PHP code instead of an image. The following snippet can be used to test for code execution. Save this code to a file and then click on the Browse button and upload it. We get a bunch of errors, but it seems like the file may have been uploaded. Now we have to find out where the file uploaded, if it was successful. Going back to the directory brute forcing results, we remember the /content directory. Under this, there is a plugins directory and another subdirectory for my_image. The full path is at HTTP host IP/content/private/plugins/my_image. In this directory, we see 2 files, the db.xml and image.php, which has a recent last modified date meaning that our upload was successful. Let us check and see if we have command execution. So we curl, and it looks like we do. We have gained remote control code execution on the web server, and the Apache server is running in the Nibbler user context. Let us modify our PHP file to obtain a reverse shell and start poking around the server. Let's edit our local PHP file and upload it again. This command should get us a reverse shell. As mentioned earlier in the module, there are many reverse shell cheat sheets out there. Some of the great ones are Payload All the Things and High on Coffee. Let us use the following bash reverse shell one-liner and add it to our PHP script. We will add our Tunnel VPN IP address in the attacking IP placeholder and a port of our choice for listening port to catch the reverse shell on our Netcat listener. See the edited PHP script below. We upload the file again and start a Netcat listener in our terminal. Curl the image page again and browse it, or browse to it in Firefox to execute the reverse shell. So furthermore, we have a reverse shell. Before we move forward with additional enumeration, let us upgrade our shell to a nicer shell, since the shell that we caught is not a fully interactive TTY, and specific commands such as su will not work. We cannot use text editors, tab completion does not work, etc. This post explains the issue further, as well as a variety of ways to upgrade to a fully interactive TTY. For our purposes, we will use a Python one-liner to spawn a sudo terminal, so commands such as su and sudo work as discussed previously in this module. Try the various techniques for upgrading to a full TTY and pick one that works best for you. Our first attempt fails, as Python 2 seems to be missing from the system. We do have Python 3 though, which works to get us a friendlier shell by typing the following. Browsing to home/nibbler, we find the user.txt flag, as well as a zip file, personal.zip. So our question, gain a foothold on the target and submit the user.txt flag. So to recap, we have our target, that's not our IP, so we'll grab this. So hello world, they did go buster, I like derb, so derb, HTTP, let that run. We remember we check the source code /nimbleblog, so we'll do this again /nimbleblog. If I can grab this, there we go. Copy that. So any there, found an index.html /nimbleblog / okay. So it's going to search for that. It finds admin, okay. We'll let that run. Oops, we've already got this open. So /nimbleblog. I'll go ahead and full screen this for easier view. Okay, we got our Nibble blog, and we know that admin is here. .php. We don't know our information yet, so we find content is our next available content. we search through here. Users may be interesting. Username admin, okay. And usually config files have a password. We can search for password. Nothing. So then we look and we have to make an educated guess after searching through the entire directory here and not finding anything that our password is nibbles. So admin.php, we do admin, we do nibbles, and we're in. Okay. The first place we should look is plugins. There's normally an exploit within there. So we take a look. It does have the my image. Oh, here we go. My image plugin. So we'll create just a nano test. We'll do a test.txt. Let's say this is a test. Okay. And we'll see if we're able to upload that. Browse on my home directory. Where is my test? Okay. Test.txt. Bunch of errors, and from the notes we remember in the content, if we look through here, public, upload, or pages, we have to look for where the images are uploaded. Plugins, my image, image.txt. So our test worked. So we can check on here with Wappalizer. It's running PHP, and we knew that from the what web. We didn't necessarily run it, but we can. So what web, HTTP 10.129.200.170. If that works here. Okay. And then our nibble blog. Check this as well. Okay. HTML. I'll zoom out here. Okay. Cookies, PHP. So we know that it's PHP. So we can jump back. We can try the test just to make sure that the test here works before we upload the shell. It always gets jumbled here. So nano test.php, paste, exit. Yep. Okay, we'll upload that. Browse, test.php, save changes, and refresh. There it is. We open it, ID, so it ran our command, so we confirmed that that is that. So they used a bash reverse shell. We can take a look at maybe just a PHP one-liner. We'll try this. I like PHP reverse shell one-liner. I like the Pentest Monkey one. I like this site. And where are they? Shells. Reverse shells. Okay. So here we go. Copy this. -R. Let me see. There's one like this. Let's just see if this works here. So we'll do the same command, nano test, clear this out, clear, there we go. Paste this in, and our IP address is 10.10.14.11, 10.10.14.11. I'm going to go on port 4444. And it doesn't necessarily need that PHP part. It just starts with socks, right? Let's see. Oh, it does this. PHP. So we'll try it. Why not? Like so. PHP sock. Let's see if we can copy it. This one is in quotes PHP system. So let's try to just copy that. PHP system. This probably won't work. We'll try it. In parentheses. Let's just use this. Bail, bail. Okay. Make things simple. Point 10. Point 11. Exit. Here we go. Alright. We could also just do the command cat home nibbler user.txt, but that's fine. So uploading our test one more time. We got our netcat listener up. And we're going to visit our shell, our image. We'll go back. So it's at image.php again. And we activate the shell. And we got our shell. So list, back, list, private home. Okay. Submit the user.txt. Okay, so this, it's asking for the upgrade the shell. So we'll go Python upgrade shell. This is a great resource. Copy that script. Paste that in. Oh, okay. Looks like we screwed up. We'll try it. Okay. Python, like it said find Python, right? Which Python? Python not found, so which? Python 3. So we just do Python 3. We gotta edit it for a second, so Python 3, copy, can't delete, so paste and paste. Okay, so now we're in a fully interactive shell. Wonderful. So we go to the home directory. We spelled that wrong. Oh, no we didn't. We see Nibla. Oh no, I'm seeing double. Oh no. Okay, we gotta kill this. We'll do it again. Okay, we got that. Python 3. and we loaded it again. Let me say list. Oh wait, it didn't activate. We gotta click the image. There we go. And paste it. Enter. There we go. cd/home. Oh no, double. Okay, even though it's showing double, it looks like it's working. So cd nibbler. Oh man, that's kind of confusing. At least I'm seeing double. So cat user.txt. Okay, and there's our flag. Took a minute, but we walked through all the steps we needed to, so that's good. Moving on to our privilege escalation. Now that we have a reverse shell connection, it is time to escalate privileges. We can unzip the personal zip file and see a file called monitor.sh. The shell script monitor.sh is a monitoring script and is owned by our Nibbler user and writable. So let us put this aside for now and pull in lin-enum.sh to perform some automated privilege escalation checks. We can either load it up that way, running a Python script from our attack machine using wget. Shortcut you can try sometimes, just lin-enum. The script, grabbing that raw copy and interact with this. We're in there. We just paste that in. That is our flag. That is not what we want. Try it again. Copy and paste. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Since this is kind of annoying, this probably won't work. Okay, so it'll probably ask us to run that later. Back on the target, we can type wget HTTP or IP at 8080/lin-enum to download the script. If successful, we see a 200 success response on our Python HTTP server. Once the script is pulled over, the chmod +x lin-enum.sh, type that in to make the script executable, and then type /lin-enum to run it. We see a ton of interesting output, but what immediately catches the eye are sudo privileges. So we can run sudo without supplying a password using the monitor script. The Nibbler user can run the file monitor.sh with root privileges. So being that we have full control over that file, if we append a reverse shell one-liner to the end of it and execute it with sudo, we should get a reverse shell back as the root user. So let us edit the monitor script file to append a reverse shell one-liner. So we'll echo our one-liner, same script, same one-liner as before. Pipe t-a monitor. So if we cat the monitor file now, we will see the contents appended to the end. It is crucial if we ever encounter a situation where we can leverage a writable file for privilege escalation. We only append to the end of the file after making a backup copy of the file to avoid overwriting it and causing a disruption. Execute the script with sudo. Okay, so sudo monitor.sh. Finally, we catch the root shell of our waiting netcat listener. So from here, we can grab the root.txt flag. Finally, we've now solved our first box on Hack the Box. So try to replicate all the steps on your own try various tools to achieve the same effect. We can use many different tools for the various steps required to solve this box. This walkthrough shows one possible method. Make sure to take detailed notes to practice that vital skill. So now it's going to ask us to escalate. Okay. So I think we have it over here. So list. This is kind of iffy. I'm not sure if this is working. I'm going to kill this, and we got to run it one more time. Grab our Python, if we still have it. Let's just keep it here. Nope. Okay. We'll grab it from here. That was, where was that? I think that was on the last page. Okay. Python 3, bin bash. We'll just use this. No space. Thank you. Yes. Okay. So copy this and upgrade our shell. Okay. We'll go to the home nibbler directory. This is, if we just refresh this, it'll full screen again. Okay. If we list law. So the, where is it? Personal zip. Ah, yes. So unzip personal.zip list law. Oh wait. So cd into personal list stuff, cd stuff list. So list law monitor.sh. So there was one script, read, write, execute. If we just cat it, monitor, we're able to if we just do sudo -l, that's the shortcut to seeing that we can run this as sudo with no password. So then we just say, okay, what's in monitor.sh, cat it, okay. So then if we nano monitor.sh, unable to, okay. So we can just, we'll use the command here to echo it in. So echo pipe TE-E-A into monitor. So where was this? So that should be in the past somewhere, if we're able to see it. If not, that's okay. Okay, we'll just copy it and we'll write in our own IP address and port number. So it's 10.10.14.11. We'll do that same port number and then copy this. Just to confirm, it's 10.10.14.11, and do we have that down here? 10.10.14.11. Okay. So we're going to append that to the end of our monitor.sh. Enter. If we say cat monitor, mistype, cat monitor.sh. Okay, so our flags at the, our reverse shells at the end now, and we just say netcat nvlp 8443. Looks good. So we'll do sudo So what did we do wrong? We will check. Maybe we needed the whole path, because that's what it's saying in the sudo-l. It's saying we can run this entire path, but we can't necessarily run it by itself. So in the example, it's just saying sudo that. Okay, so we'll do sudo and paste it in and hit enter. And it's saying something is not found. So we'll try it again. Sudo paste monitor.sh. Oh, let's hit that there. This is really funky. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this on the recording, but I'm seeing like super double. So list sudo paste home nibbler personal stuff monitor.sh. We'll try it. It's saying I need something more specific. So maybe sudo, maybe there's extra space there, so I'll just hit sudo. Okay. So I was having an extra space between sudo. I guess there was a space before the home when I copied it. Right here. So now we did get that shell. So we list, we go to the root directory, we go to root, and we see our root flag. And we'll copy that and paste that in instead of our shell. All right, and continue. So nibbles, alternate user method. So with Metasploit, as discussed earlier, there is a Metasploit module that works for this box. It is considerably more straightforward, but it is worth practicing both methods to become familiar with as many tools and techniques as possible. So start Metasploit from your attack box by typing msf console. Once loaded, we can search for the exploit. So we search nibblblog. We can then type use O to select the exploit, set the R hosts and L hosts, and then show our options to make sure everything is okay. We need to add the password and username, so we'll set username admin, set password nibbles, and set our target URI to nibblblog. We also need to change the payload type. So we'll go with generic shell reverse TCP and then hit exploit. So that was to get the initial shell. Next steps. Make sure to follow along and try out all the steps for yourself. Try other tools and methods to achieve the same result. Take detailed notes on your own exploitation path, or even if you follow the same steps laid out in this section. It is good practice and muscle memory that will significantly benefit you throughout your career. If you have a blog, do a walkthrough of this on this box and submit it to the platform. If you don't have one yet, start one. Just don't use Nibbleblog version 4.0.3. It's pretty funny. There are often many ways to achieve the same task. Since this is an older box, other priv-esque methods such as an outdated kernel or some service exploitation are likely. Challenge yourself to enumerate the box and look for other flaws. Is there any other way that the Nibbleblog web application can be abused to obtain a reverse shell? Study this walkthrough carefully and make sure you understand every step before moving on. So we'll run the Metasploit version real quick. I guess I didn't have to go back. Oh no, connection closed. So we'll try to open this again. Oh no. Went offline. Okay. That's alright. So mark complete. I'll do it real quick. So let me just log into this real quick. Okay, that's up. Alright, so grab our attack IP address. We need that real quick. And we're going to run the Metasploit version real quick. So MSF console. Loading. So search for nibble. We see our exploit. We'll use O. We'll check the options if I spell it right. So my L host is good. So set password, R hosts, target URI, and username. So we'll set the password to nibbles, set username admin, set R hosts if that's there, paste. Okay, set R hosts, perfect, and then set target URI and slash Nibbleblog and run. Start a reverse shell. No response from the target. Okay. Maybe because this died. Let's try resetting it. Nibbleblog. Nibbles was the password. Sometimes this happens, and you roll with it. Options. Set L hosts. I'll do tunnel. You mean L host? Yeah, I did. Okay, I've got a new IP. And then set our hosts to our new IP and run. Starting. Exploit failed, no response from target. Let's see if we can load it up. It could be that the port number is no good. Or maybe we don't have signal over there right now, because it did crash. Nibble blog. Yeah, I don't think we have access right now. Bummer. Okay. Well, you can try that on your own. It was not too difficult of a task. We'll have to do the knowledge check in a separate video, though. Fairly straightforward. We'll run through. Yes. Just like it. On point. Perfect segue. Common pitfalls. While performing penetration tests or attacking hack-the-box boxes in labs, we may make many common mistakes that will hamper our progress. In this section, we will discuss some of these common pitfalls and how to overcome them. VPN issues. We may sometimes face issues related to VPN connections to hack-the-box lab network. First, we should ensure that we are indeed connected to the hack-the-box network. Still connected to the VPN, the easiest method of checking is if we have successfully connected to the VPN is by checking whether we have initialization sequence completed at the end of our VPN connection messages. Getting VPN address. So another way of checking whether we are connected to the VPN is by checking our VPN ton0 address, which we can find out with the following command, ip-4a show ton0. As long as we get our IP back, we should be connected to the VPN. Checking routing table. Another way to check for connectivity is to use the command sudo netstat-rn to view our routing table. So sudo netstat-rn. And pinging gateway. From here we can see that we are connected to the 10.10.14.0/23 network on the ton0 adapter and have access to the 10.129.0.0/16 network and can ping the gateway at 10.10.14.1 to confirm access. Finally, we can either attack an assigned target on the host on the 10.129.0.0/16 network or begin enumeration for live hosts. Working on two devices. So the hack-the-box VPN cannot be connected to more than one device simultaneously. If we are connected on one device and try to connect from another device, the second connection attempt will fail. For example, this can happen when our VPN connection is connected in our pwn box and then we try to connect it from our parrot VM at the same time. Alternatively, perhaps we are connected on our parrot VM, then we want to switch to a Windows VM to test something. Checking the region. If we feel a noticeable lag in our VPN connection, such as latency in pings or SSH connections, we should ensure that we are connected to the most appropriate region. Hack-the-Box provides VPN servers worldwide in Europe, USA, Australia, and Singapore. Ideally, it would help if we tried to connect to the server closest to us to get the best possible connection. To change our VPN server, go to Hack-the-Box, click on the top right icon that says Lab Access or Offline, click on Labs, and then click on Open VPN. Once we do, we should be able to pick our VPN server location and pick any of the servers within that region. Note: users with a free subscription can only connect to 1 to 3 free servers in each region. Users with a VPN subscription can connect to, or it should say VPI subscription, can connect to the VIP. Did I see that? VIP subscription, connect to the VIP servers, which can provide a faster connection with less traffic. VPN troubleshooting. In case we face any technical issues when connecting to the VPN, we can find detailed guidance on troubleshooting VPN connections on this Hack-the-Box help page. Burp Suite proxy issues. Burp Suite is a crucial tool during web application penetration tests, as well as other assessment types. Burp Suite is a web application proxy and can cause a few issues on our systems. Not disabling proxy. When we turn on the burp proxy in our browser, burp will start to capture our traffic and intercept our requests. This will make it stop any requests we make in the browser. For example, visiting a page until we go to burp, examine the request, and forward the request. A common pitfall is forgetting to turn off the browser proxy after closing burp, so it keeps intercepting our requests. If this happens, we will see that our browser is not loading any pages, so we should check if the browser proxy is still on. We can do that by clicking on Foxy Proxy in Firefox and make sure that it's set to off. If we aren't using a plugin like Foxy Proxy, we can check the browser's connection settings and make sure the proxy is turned off. Once we do, we should be able to continue browsing without any issue. And changing SSH key and password. In case we start facing some issues with connecting to SSH servers or connecting to our machine from a remote server, we may want to renew or change our SSH key and password to make sure they are not causing any issues. We can do this with the ssh-keygen command as follows. By default, SSH keys are stored in the .ssh folder within our home folder, for example, home/hacktheboxstudent/.ssh. If we wanted to create an SSH key in a different directory, we could enter an absolute path for the key when prompted. We can encrypt our SSH key with a password when prompted, or keep it empty if we do not want to use a password. So, getting help. When we start working on boxes on Hack the Box, we may likely get stuck in certain areas and may need to ask other players for little tips and hints to be able to move forward on the box. Here's some areas in which we can get help. Note, during any of your activities through Hack the Box, you must always follow Hack the Box rules, which can be found on this link. That's like sharing answers to active machines. Can't do that. Or any modules above tier 0. Forum. The Hack the Box forum is an excellent place for discussing live and retired Hack the Box boxes and challenges. Each box has an official discussion thread in which live discussions are had about all aspects of the box without giving any spoilers or clear indications on how to exploit the box. If we want to work on a retired box and do not want to follow a step-by-step tutorial, we can read older box threads and look for hints and tips. This way, we can challenge ourselves on older boxes and consult the box's official discussion thread in case we get stuck. There's the Discord, another great place to discuss Hack the Box boxes and challenges. In addition to various other aspects of Hack the Box, is the official Hack the Box Discord server. We can join the official Hack the Box Discord server by clicking on this link. We will be asked to download the Discord app and create our Discord account to access the Hack the Box server. The Discord server covers a broad range of topics related to Hack the Box, and you can also learn about the latest news and tournaments. The Discord server also covers discussions about general announcements, boxes and challenges, academy modules, Hack the Box labs, hacking and pen testing, and general support. Be sure to read over the server rules to avoid any wrongdoings. Don't be a troll. Keep everything safe for work. Asking questions effectively. If we are stuck at a certain point on a box or a challenge, we may want to ask a question in one of the above channels. To get the best guidance on our problem, we need to ask our questions effectively. Be sure to include the following in our question. What point of the box or challenge are we stuck on? For example, at user root. What steps have we taken so far to get to the point we are at? What step are we failing at, and what have we done to resolve our issue? And always try to be very specific on what we need help on, rather than asking for general help. When we form our question using the above points, we may get some ideas that we may have missed, which can help us answer the question ourselves. Sometimes a comment from someone else will get us to an aha moment. Aha! and we'll be able to answer the question essentially. Other times we will find someone willing to work with us to solve our problem. It is always best to approach things from a learning perspective and not just looking for answers to get points or improve our Hall of Fame positioning. Hello. We should not do any of the following: give away spoilers or clear indications that may spoil the machine for others. Be vague in our description without providing enough details of what we have done. So essentially this says the same thing. Answering questions effectively. If we have completed a specific box or challenge, we may want to help others by answering their questions. Getting involved in the community helps us build connections and build our team, which is a great way to improve our overall penetration testing and information security level. It may also help us build our Hack the Box profile and strengthen your understanding of the box or challenge you have just completed. When answering questions, be sure to do the following. Be as spoiler-free as possible, and do not give direct instructions on how to complete the current step or the entire box. Give minor hints or tips that can lead to the right direction for completion, and do not give the entire suggestion for completion. Share resources that we found are helpful, and share tips on points we were getting stuck on. Getting technical help. In case we are facing any technical issues, we can always search for the problem we are facing in the official Hack the Box frequently asked questions, which contains a lot of very detailed and helpful articles. We are very likely to find an answer to our question here. If we cannot find an answer to our question, feel free to raise a ticket with Hack the Box support. Make sure you turn off your ad blockers in order for the chat bubble to pop up at the bottom right of the page. And last but not least, before next time, where we wrap this thing up, next steps. Now that we have finished this module, we should be ready to start working on our next steps on Hack the Box and build our penetration testing skills and information security portfolio. Let us discuss some of the following steps we can follow. Boxes and challenges. Having completed one easy box as part of this module, we should be ready to start laying out more ambitious goals. Root a retired easy box. Choose a retired box rated easy and root the box by following the provided write-up included with the VIP membership needed to access retired boxes. Tip: try to watch a video walkthrough of the box, and then try to replicate what you learned without following the video step by step. In case you get stuck, refer to the walkthrough again. Complete a retired medium box. Once we root one or several easy boxes, try to up the level by completing a medium box, which will probably require additional knowledge that is usually not required for easy boxes. Root our first live box. Once we have completed 5 to 10 easy or medium retired boxes, you should be able to complete your first easy box without following a full walkthrough. Try to pick an easy box with difficulty ratings at level 1 to 3 out of 10 on the live side. If we get stuck, we can always get help from the channels previously discussed. Our first live box may be the most difficult, as we are entirely dependent on ourselves, for the first time without referring to walkthroughs or write-ups. This is an excellent indication that we are learning. Once we finish our first live box, try to complete other live boxes and other medium/hard live boxes. And keep learning. Although doing boxes and following write-ups is an excellent way of learning, we may find many difficult topic areas in boxes and challenges. This may mean that we may leave certain essential aspects in penetration testing uncompleted if we only depend on boxes and walkthroughs for learning. That is why it is essential to keep working through other Academy modules and areas we feel we need to improve upon until we feel strong enough in each topic area. Furthermore, individual boxes only focus on a single area of learning, so we will need to supplement our approach with guided learning, for example, the Hack the Box modules, to become a more well-rounded penetration tester or information security professional. Tip: try to build a list of modules you are interested in and add them to your to-do list. Whenever you feel like improving yourself, go back to your to-do list and complete your next module. Giving back. Answering questions. We may likely have consulted the help channels as we were doing live boxes. Once we are finished with a box, try to go back to these channels and help others in need, just like others have helped us. Everyone started at the bottom. Paying it forward is a crucial part of our information security journey. As previously discussed, getting involved in the community and helping others is an excellent way of giving back and improving our understanding and our profile at the same time. Share a retired box walkthrough. As we work on a specific box, we need to properly document our steps and commands to root the box thoroughly. This is not only useful for the future when we face similar vulnerabilities, but is also a great way to start learning how to document and report our findings, which is a mandatory skill set for any penetration tester. Try to find our best written walkthrough for a retired machine, add more to it to turn it into a full write-up, and then publish it for others to read. Tip: it's best to publish a walkthrough for a recently retired box. So try to prepare a write-up for a live box when you have completed it and publish it once it's retired. So way forward, after finishing all of the above, there are still many other checkboxes that we need to complete to keep learning. And Hack the Box is full of learning opportunities. So here are some ideas. Root a retired easy box, a retired medium box, an active box, an easy challenge, share a walkthrough of a retired box, complete offensive academy modules, a root, a live, hard, or medium box, complete a track, win a Hack the Box Battlegrounds battle, and complete a pro lab. Remember, the moment we stop learning, we stop growing. So we will finish this up next time with a knowledge check. Once again, my name is Sleeper, and that's a wrap. Until next time. Hello, hackers. In addition to your learning through Hack the Box Academy, HackTheBox.com offers additional machines and challenges to test your skills. Like I mentioned, it is a separate account from the Academy side with different plans available. You can sign up with the second link below. I recommend the annual VIP Plus plan that gives you access to all the retired machines, which can help you prepare for the CPTS, PNPT, or OSCP. It also offers your own personal instance for boxes and unlimited time with the Pwnbox, which is the in-browser attacker machine. It's what I use for these videos, and it's so convenient. Other than that, good luck on your journey into information security, and here are some more videos to choose from.